What's up, everybody? This is Colin Dijs, and we're back on Friday with Tom Bell discussing the affiliate industry. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm very well. How is your Friday going?
It's very sunny, as you might expect from this
Yeah,
side. Can you see it or not?
I can. Yeah, just
It's
about.
fucking hot, but I heard that in the UK it's hot as well. No?
It has been really hot. I've got like my fan on full blast
You
in
have
my office
AC?
upstairs. Pardon?
Do you have AC?
No, I've just got one of them really powerful Dyson fans.
Oh, yeah, the blade, air
I love
blade.
it. I love it actually. Yes, yeah, it's really good. And like you've
Fucking
got the
expensive.
heater on it and the fan aspect, so and it kind of conditions the air as well. So I've got like a bit of hay fever. So it kind of helps with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our baggage.
No, man, the
Yeah.
fucking hay fever. Like, we have a huge park with a castle behind our office, like a real fucking
Right.
castle. And then they cut the grass, but it's so fucking dry that my fucking eyes, they just like, I just walked around, it's like all red. And it's not because I'm from Amsterdam, right? But it's like a nightmare. Everything is closed, but I have a huge AC here at the top, you see?
I can, yeah. Maybe I
And
should
that's
get one
like
of them.
so nice. And the gym is back open again, so we're making some
Yeah.
gains.
Do that
But-
again.
Sorry?
I said, do that again, so the girls can see the lovely guns there.
The guns? No, I need to keep the
No?
guns on the down low. We're here to talk about money. And you said about the affiliate hustle, the dedication of people, one of my favorite topics. I think last time we spoke about snowflakes, yes, and how everything is developing for the better. And you just mentioned a situation where people don't launch a campaign for 4 weeks. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like working with some of the students of my own and sort of see, patterns that I see sort of generally with people I know in courses and, people that have bought multiple courses but never launched a campaign. And I think this is something we see a lot. The worst I've seen is someone 250 in the hole. I don't think I've shared that story with you before.
250 grand.
250 grand in the hole, even remortgaged the house. And it was a friend of mine that was at a mastermind, and this lady was there, lovely lady, and she was struggling to open the Excel sheet on a computer, yet had spent 250 grand on courses. And yes, I mean, it just blows my mind. And, we were kind of discussing sort of why this happens. I mean, it happens at various levels. Some people might have spent a few thousand on the courses, or they might have bought another course and then bought an identical course, fully knowing, that was exactly the same thing they were buying. But I think some people just enjoy like the information collecting, and I think other people it's fear. I think it's fear of, doing something wrong, or, emotionally attached to money. That's another common problem we see. I think we probably both agree.
But if you would be like, that's the thing, you put down, because we do phone sales, right? The reason we do phone sales is to scan the clients. We only work with people who are actually serious, dedicated, or else you can just fuck off to one of the regular course projects out there, because we charge a lot of money, but then you get the results you want, right? So that's like on the same level. Then you get people who put down 5-10 grand for like a whole full project, let's say 3-6 months, whatever. And like you said, it takes them like, I think it was like 2.5 months ago when we started with Ava to get her as an accountability coach, right? So we added them to like their projects as on the accountability side, and you can just see her messages Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they haven't even seen it. So what she does is she calls them, voicemail. She leaves like 3 voicemails. Then a week later, you get like one reply. Oh yeah, sorry, I've been really busy. But what actually happened is they already put down 2 grand, right, at that point for the work. That's one thing. But then you have the people who are like, no, I don't necessarily want to spend any money on campaigns if I don't really know what I'm doing yet. The only thing you can learn what you're doing is by doing it, right? And by doing it wrong.
Totally.
You've already put down 5 grand. So what are you worried about? Another $100 doesn't make sense. And I see too many times people, when they do launch a campaign, right? Launch a campaign, stop it, like $200 spent, launch a new one. $200 spent, launch a new one. Give it some time. I mean, here, I have a text message from one of my mentors from yesterday. Yeah, I'll read it. Okay, I told her, I've been thinking, do you have 20 minutes for me to pick your brain? Well, we did a 1 hour call, not 20 minutes. And it was about being impatient and having new ideas. I just told you, right, what I want to do at the end of this year. Then I told her yesterday evening, I did a lot of brainstorming today for 4 hours, but I haven't got any new ideas. I'm very impatient, right? And then she says, it will come, just be patient. And I will probably have to learn it the hard way, right? This is actually like a real conversation on WhatsApp. And that's the thing, you know, the problems people have with me, patience, with other people, with money, is you have to let go, outgrow these things. Because if you're not afraid to spend money, that's the moment where you make money.
Right.
Or do fucking organic traffic and don't do paid traffic.
Right.
That's a choice, eh?
Definitely. And I think the other thing is the worst time to make money is when you're desperate as well. So that's kind of on the other side of the coin. You know, if you're not ready to do this business, don't do it. You know, like you said, go and do organic traffic, you know, where you don't have to invest money. You know, there's a business for everyone. And I really don't think, you know, a lot of people kind of jump in and, you know, they're so emotionally attached to money, they've literally got no chance. You know, you've almost got to be prepared to put in money and just be prepared to lose it. Like, obviously, like, you probably won't, like, if you've got good guidance, but do you know what I mean? It's almost that mindset of just put that to one side and that does its thing in your campaigns and you leave it there and there's no further thought on it. You know, you're investing 100%. In data at the end of the day that will get you profitable long term once you've optimized it. And you were saying as well about, you know, you learn by applied knowledge. You know, you learn by applying that knowledge that you might have learned in the course or, you know, with people like ourselves, obviously. And you can't learn that information really just by theory. You have to build up your like data skills and, you know, that filter that you develop from, you know, looking at lots of data over time to make the right decisions for the long term in your campaigns. And that's something you can't appreciate until you've just launched hundreds of campaigns.
Right, but really I think it's the balance as well, you know, like you can watch a bicycle or a car drive 1,000 times, but it's still like, they can tell you like, okay, push the gas, then switch gear, this and this, until you have to do it, get the feeling for it. And, you know, give your own driving skill. It's the same as media buying. And the principle of media buying is not that difficult. You have money. You spend money and now you have half the money, but you have more data. Then you make decisions on this and then you increase the money again. Like the process is so simple where I did a training. So I do these private trainings. I just uploaded one to the new YouTube channel. Did you see it?
Cool. I haven't seen it yet. No.
Shame on you.
Sorry.
But if you want to see it, I will drop a link in the description. You can check it out. It's almost 2 hours. It's like the private trainings I do with the students every week. So twice a week, we do like an hour and a half of like going back and forth. And that was like on testing native ads, but there's like a whole, every week is like a different topic. But in this scenario, we did cash flow. And basically I show, this is not in the YouTube video, but this is one training I did where it's like in Excel, and obviously we have the software as well, but you basically show the columns of like no profit, no profit, no profit, break even, profit. And then you compensate in 2 days, the 14 prior days of loss. And a campaign will never be profitable from the start.
Right.
Unless you're a genius, right? And if you are a genius at that point, it doesn't mean you're a genius, it means you're just lucky.
Right.
Because things change, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, I had a student and like day one on Facebook, he literally crushed it. And, you know, I think everyone expects that will always happen, but, you know, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's not because you did anything wrong. You know, sometimes there's just a bit of luck involved. You know, two people can do exactly the same thing. Both people will get there eventually, but, you know, two people can do exactly the same thing on Facebook, for instance, and get very different results. You know, it's literally like casting out in an ocean, you know, if you're fishing, you know, you might hit a good pool of fish straight away, or you might not, you know, but then you move around and you find them.
You're right. Then that's a skill, right? You find them, then is that skill. But I feel like, you know, a lot of people oversimplify, you know, I read a post yesterday on Instagram, coincidence, which said like, you know, this generation is so fucked up because they see this luxury lifestyle and the things they don't have. How many people off themselves every year because they're so emotionally attached to the idea of what they have is not enough. You know, they cannot be grateful for what they have. They want more and more and more. and then it's just spiraling depression where
Right.
there's not enough public health care to take care of this issue, right? Which I think is a major problem, because I just told you about the 16-year-old guys. We get people who are 16, 20, 40, 60, and they have the same mindset. If a 60-year-old has the same mindset of a 16-year-old, right, at that point where it's like, yeah, I just want to make money because I want a better life. Well, what is your life at right now? Well, I'm divorced, I'm in debt. Then you probably shouldn't start a business if you're in debt, right? You probably should work your ass off to get out of that. Yeah, but I think I can make a lot of money with this. Well, you know what I think? I think you're a fucking cunt, you know? Because at the end of the day, if you're $160,000 in debt, what are you going to do? Yeah, I'll just try to make some money. What you said, exactly, you're not going to make money on your first campaign, on your first 10 campaigns, on your first 100 campaigns. You know, you need to, like, I love this model of your job, your business income, and it needs to go like this and not like this.
Right.
It cannot go like that. It's like a simple structure which so many people don't understand, which, you know, I can honestly admit that I've been moving away from the beginners and going more upmarket, because I want to, you know, what we have, the knowledge we have, I want to spend it on people where it fucking makes sense. And people who watch like other big YouTubers, let's not call any names, which have like these hype videos, how to make money quick, how to do this.
Yeah.
There's no theoretical or mechanical information there. And of course, people hate shit, people love shit, right? That's how it goes. But it's just like small adjustment. It's not necessarily the information that you get. It's more the mindset that you pursue it with.
I think so. And these people that are 100, 160 grand in debt before they even look at something like this, clearly there were some bad decisions that went on further down the line that got them to that point. And, you know, if you were to take that same sort of approach into this game, I mean, it would be disastrous, you know, wouldn't it?
Well, definitely. And especially when the business is about money and about cash flow.
Right.
Know? The primary focus, I would say, in this business model is that you know how to work the money to make more money. And even if you don't, you want to minimize the losses. How come that 4% of all affiliates make 90% of the money, right? This is not an 80-20 rule. This is like a 4 to 96 rule.
Probably, probably even lower, you know.
Well, 1 to 99. But in the situation where it's like, you know, you have multiple businesses. I have multiple businesses. In the scenario where you know how to work things once, you can work to it again. Why would you want to accomplish it in 2 years when you're 25, when you're 35? You have 30 more years. Yes. So why are people thinking about making $10 million where they haven't even made 1 million, 100,000, 10,000, 1,000? Right? Those are the steps, you know, and I do somehow understand it, because, you know, I post Bentleys on my Instagram, which I want to buy, you know, but I have the money to buy 50 Bentleys.
What? Yeah.
But I don't do it.
And I like the way you used the car analogy earlier, when you were talking about the campaigns. And it's funny, just for full disclosure for kind of this interview, Colin's probably the richest person I've ever met that doesn't have a car.
Right. But that's well, I would say that already shows you something on the business mindset, you know, because in general, you could buy many cars. You could buy many cars. You have one, and I know you have a nice car because you're a car guy. I'm not a car guy. I would just buy a car for show off. Right, that's just what it is. I would use it in my ads. I would be Ty Lopez 2.0, be a little bit cheeky there, but it just doesn't bother me that much. I would say
you have to learn how to drive it firstly.
Well, I have a license, so I know how to drive.
But I didn't know that.
I got my license when I was 18, straight away.
Ah, you never told me. How have you managed to resist for this long then?
No, I can ride a shift as well. What's it called? The gears.
Right. Oh, manual. Right. Okay.
Yeah, manual. Okay. Obviously, my parents have an automatic car, so like electric. So that's nice because like a go-kart, right? You just go. But I can drive manual as well. It's just the office is so close, right?
You keep saying that.
So we have some people who come by car because they come from like Amsterdam, and we're like on the outskirts, like more far away.
Right.
You need to go over the highway and shit. But I'm quite close. And then the people who live not in my neighborhood, the employees, they come with car and like they're like 1-2 minutes faster, but it's 26 degrees outside. And you're going to work with your car. I think it's fucking dumb, you know? And that's one thing I've been focused on lately, you know? We bought a company. We're looking to start another company this year. Now it's becoming like a group. You need like a board of directors. It's becoming real serious all of a sudden. You need that mental break, you know, where you just take in the sun. You know, we do like 2 walks a day, 1 walk with the entire team. We go to the park for like half an hour, walk around. Not really my thing because it's hot as fuck and I get sweaty real quick, but you know, it's like good for the team. In the evening, you do a little walk. And then this is things that people sit behind their computer for 10 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
And they wonder why they're always tired, why their back always hurts, why their knees hurt, why they're fat as fuck, because all of these things. Why, you know, maybe do some exercise, make some gains.
Yeah,
right? But it's not for everybody. And in general, you know, you have the degrees of dedication. And there's nothing wrong with, like, I have one guy who does, well, I told you, like 100, we just pushed him over 100 grand profit a month, right? Which is insane in 2 months, where he basically wants to have the freedom to do whatever he wants. So he has so much money, he can build an empire, right? A full empire, but he decides not to because he wants to go to the gym whenever he wants. He wants to go to the beach, all these things, and he's still young. But if you have kids, then what you going to do?
I mean, that's a different dynamic altogether with the kids. But it raises an interesting question, what you said about sort of the choices with the money, because obviously those choices have been opened up because of this industry. And that's the reality of what we're in now. I mean, I've got, speaking of kids, I don't have any myself, but...
Pregnant?
No, there's no
not yet.
But, I was just going to say about my one of my good friends. They've got a kid, and he's doing flying lessons at the moment. He's, you know, they're looking into like becoming a pilot, and there's a lot of training. Yeah, that's my point. You know, there's a lot of training in that, but you invest, like, I think it's about 100K you have to invest in it. But then after that, the salary is substantial. Like, I think it starts sort of high 5 figures, and, you know, by the end of your sort of career, you can be on like, you know, sort of just under 200K. But the reality is, like, I mean, that is exceptional. But in our industry, like, that can literally happen year 1 if things take off.
Well, yes, but
do you know what I mean?
Let me find that post, because I think, like, you know, what we do is great, but people have to understand and realize it's not for everybody, you know? It's like, because that post was so fucking good, and I was like, damn, it's like... But
the opportunity's there to do that. Like, whether you want to, this is what I was trying to say. So, like, whether you want it to be maybe some people, they want it to be a $300 a day business for them, and they're okay dipping in, you know, a few minutes a day or whatever. Whereas other people, you know, they might want to go more kind of, well, like me and yourself, you know, more full time with it, and obviously make a lot more money. But then there's the trade-off of, you know, time against that. But the choice is there. That's the thing. A lot of other jobs, there's no choice. It's like, this is the box you have to fill. This is what you have to do. This is how you have to behave. This is what we're going to pay you. You know, from a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
At least we have that choice.
100%. So this is like the equation again. So I was trying to find the post on my phone, but I can't find it. So basically it's like this, why do 95% of businesses fail? Because people think they're entrepreneurs while they're really business owners. Why do 90% of businesses fail in 5 years of the remaining 10%? Because they are managers and not business owners, right? They misunderstand what it takes to get those results. And we have basically put it on a pedestal that if you're a business owner, you have power, you have freedom, you have money, you have everything everybody else doesn't have. But the other side of it is that you are alone, always. You have money, but you don't have any friends, because that's the sacrifice. It's like, but you can combine these things. Unlikely, right? We have so much money, because we spend so much time on it. If you spend 100 hours a week, you can entertain one friend, and that's usually your girlfriend, right?
Right.
That's usually the one you entertain. Or you're tired, you want to sleep, you want to do some gym. I don't do anything else than work and gym and eat food, right? That's my entire day. At 8 p.m. when I get home, I'm just on the couch like this for 1 hour, and then I sleep because at 5 a.m. my alarm goes. And what is wrong with a 9 to 5 if it pays you well? You know, if it's something you enjoy doing, it's probably the best thing. So when I look back, like, okay, now I have all this money. I just told you from one of my companies, I don't want to be the CEO anymore because I don't like it.
Yeah,
well, that's fucked because I put in $1 million and now I decided I don't like it. I need to find somebody, I need to pay him well, and he can fuck up my entire company. But I don't want to be, I have the freedom to choose that I'm not going to be in that position anymore because I don't like it.
Right.
And if that's your first company, you better suck it up because you just have to push through it. And then all of a sudden you remember, yes, I have some freedom. Like I remember when I hit my first like $100, $250 a month with just media buying myself. I had a lot less stress than I have right now, also a lot less money, but it was good money. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. I didn't have to listen to nobody. So sometimes I think back and I was like, did I make the wrong decision trying to push out all these companies? Because even if I would stop all the companies together, it still takes 2 years to fill out all the paperwork and liquidate all the units, and because it's legal, right? IRS gets involved, goes through everything to get their money, and 1 year, 2 years down the line, you finally have your money.
Right.
And maybe by then you already changed your mindset again, and that's what young people have. They're so, well, not gullible. That's more like an audience term. They are like influenceable. Is that a word?
Influential.
Influenceable. You can influence them.
Yes, I don't know. we'll make it our word.
Yeah, so that's basically like influenceable. That's what they have. So when you obviously and that's marketing, right? So there's nothing wrong with marketing. But if we show the results we have and we tell them, you know, buy our shit, because that's also our businesses, you know, sell info products.
Yeah.
Then you know, anybody who has some common sense would see that why is everybody not doing this if it makes so much money? Well, probably because it's difficult.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the balance between things. You know, the acquisition I consulted on, it has been completed 2 days ago, and they bought publisher websites. Right. So there was an acquisition on a company who has a lot of publisher websites, like millions of clicks, visits a week, which is quite cool. Basically shows the whole different spectrum of the affiliate industry, right? Because that's where the banners, the display banners are being shown on. That's how they make money, how they monetize the websites. But again, you have the same mindset people there. It's all internet marketing. And if you have no filter, and that's why I say it's kind of unethical selling to 16, 17, 18-year-olds, because they have not achieved that maturity, but they have been like indoctrinated on TikTok and Instagram about what they don't have, and they don't see what they do have.
Right.
So anybody watching this on any kind of Apple product, on your phone, on your laptop, just know how lucky you are to have these things.
Yeah. Gratitude's so underrated, you know, even just from like a mental perspective, because I mean, we've talked about this in depth, Colin, but just this pushing that we do, because we're naturally very like driven people, and I think probably a lot of people watching this will relate to that. And because we're just pushing so hard constantly, you constantly like forget of like what you've already achieved, and like the fact that, okay, well, that point where you had enough to live, that disappeared a long time ago. But because you're still pushing to the next level constantly, you know, that can really probably get you down as well. And I don't expect any sympathy like for that, but you know, it's something you've got to watch, and you know, you've got to be grateful for sort of what you do have, and you just look at, you know, progression as like a bonus almost from there. But yeah, you've got to be very careful for sure.
You've got to reflect sometimes, you know, like if you don't reflect on the situation. So I have like 3 whiteboards here in the back. It's like on a glass wall, right? So it's like on the wall. And then I have like 2 movable whiteboards on like wheels, right? On 2 sides, coded. And this I paint out every single week, all the planning, all the stuff to do. Sometimes you just got, well, if you don't have any employees, you just have to ask it to somebody else, but you just got to bring in somebody with no experience. It's like, just look at this shit, yeah? Whether it's your campaigns, your business structure, your employee structure, you just got to ask them, like, you know nothing about this shit, right? But how I wrote this down, does this make sense? They'll always ask, like, oh, what are these arrows for? What are these markers for? Why is there so much money being spent? Blah, 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 blah. We try to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
So we think we make more money. But what I realized many times, but I still don't utilize it properly, is that when we simplify things, the result is more significant, not only in what we do, but also how we do it. And that's maybe some hippie bullshit. I'm not really into the motivational talks or anything like that. But what I do notice is that as soon as you have, I would even say daily structure.
Right.
You just spoke about somebody who doesn't have time. If you have structure in your day, you will have all the time you want. Okay, let's say wake up at 6 a.m. I think 6 a.m. is doable for everybody. Oh, yes, but I go to bed at midnight. Well, don't go to bed at midnight. Simple. Well, your body just has to get used to the routine.
That's right.
Just lay in your bed at 9 p.m., not on your phone, nothing like that. And if you cannot sleep, then don't sleep. But lay in there, get used to the rhythm. Okay, wake up at 6 a.m., yes, or 5 a.m. if you're hardcore, but let's say 6 a.m. Yeah, let's say you have kids. Eat, do your little run, workout, reading, then, well, let's say how I do it, yes, because I say workout, reading, but fuck that bullshit, I don't do any of that. So I wake up at 5 a.m., yes, I don't eat, nothing like that. I shower and then I go to work.
Okay.
Right, so I get here and the huge gate is still closed. So I get always here before 6. I have to swipe my card and then they let me in. It's like an automatic gate. If you come after 6, the gate is open, basically.
Okay.
So I'm here. It's all dark. There's nobody here. Shit. Well, right now it's kind of light, but normally it's dark. Then I do 2 hours of hustle. There's nobody here. First person comes in 7 a.m., which is Michael, and the rest comes in after him. So 8 a.m., 8:30. Some come at 9. Then all the meetings from 9 to 12 is where the biggest stuff happens. I got this from Jeff Bezos, his book, where he says all the executive meetings are between 9 and 10:30 a.m. That's where decisions are made. After that, I'm tired and I only have like bullshit meetings after lunch, basically.
Interesting.
Things where he just sits there and listens, but he doesn't have to vote or do anything.
Gotcha. Well, I'm honored we're doing this at 11:30.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's after lunch.
Like 4 p.m.
Yeah. No, if you get a meeting at 4 p.m., you already know that for me, it's not that important, right? For people.
Yeah.
Then I have lunch at 11 a.m. because I don't eat, right? So I don't eat.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised at that with your bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, it's just something that, because, I don't even know why they started. Maybe because I was fat. Because the gym was closed and then I didn't decide to eat. But it's like comfortable for me. Right? I'm not really hungry, but around 10 a.m. I get hungry. I do drink some coffee. So then 11 a.m. I eat some lunch, but then we also go for the walk. It usually takes like an hour and 15 minutes before I'm back in my chair. Then I have a lot of team meetings in between. So the development, sales, I discuss with the marketing. I do some talking with the coaching. And usually like 6 a.m. when I come in, first I do all the coaching chats because overnight, because of the time zones, I have a lot of people. So I just bang those out. Then in the afternoon, we do some recordings. We do some uploads, mainly for our content portal, for the courses and shit. And then in the afternoon, I have some meetings with Ukraine, which follow until the evening for our office in Ukraine. And then at 6 p.m. I leave, usually 6:30 p.m. Then when I'm home, I need to be in the gym at 7. So I sip some pre-workout, put off my suit, which today is casual Friday, so I'm not wearing a suit. But take off my suit, a dress shirt and like pants and shit, right? And I sip some pre-workout, which means at that point you already have an empty stomach, right? So the pre-workout hits you like a fucking crazy. It's 350 milligrams of caffeine. So it's like, Then you go from 7 to 8, I go to the gym. Then I eat dinner. I'm usually in between, I have some snacks. And then I'm offline. So after that, when I come back from the gym, I reply everybody once, all my employees, the employees in Canada as well. in the Canadian office, and then I just shut everything down, and that's it. What you have basically is from 8 to 9:30, you have free time, an hour and a half every day. But when I cycle from home to work, I listen to audiobook. The 2 hours that I'm working here, when I'm not recording in the morning, I listen to an audiobook.
Right.
There's so much free time to fill in, right? Often I realize that I'm here for 12 to 13 hours a day, where I only work 6.5 hours a day. So what am I doing the other 6 hours? Just hanging around, talking with people, drinking coffee, every time what I do is I take 10, 15-minute breaks. But those 10, 15-minute breaks end up being fucking hours across the entire day.
Right.
Right. And that's basically the thing. So when you do my work, you do a lot of work. But if you could do it in 6 to 7 hours, anybody has time. If you work a day job, you get in at 9. What do you do in the morning? Well, sleep. Most people sleep like how much do they sleep? Like 8 hours. 8 hours would be normal, right?
Yeah.
How much you sleep?
Oh, it's terrible at the moment. I need to sort that out. I like to sleep 7 or 8 hours, but recently it's been less. So, but that's on me. I need to sleep.
What I think is when people in the evening, let's say you get home 6 p.m. Yes, which I think is quite normal. Then you do some stuff. You have kids. You need to feed them. You need to eat. Let's say all of a sudden it's 8 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
So from 8 p.m. until 10, you have 2 hours of free time. What people do from 8 p.m. until 1, 2 a.m., they take free time, which is 6 hours. And then, of course, they cannot wake up at 5 a.m. So what happens is they wake up 8 a.m. They need to be work at 9 a.m. Right? And there's gaps. But it's because you watch too much entertainment. Why? Because you think it's normal. Well, it is normal for people who don't have any fucking money. That's how it is.
Right.
I don't know anybody in my circle who watches any TV at all.
I watch a lot of, well, not a lot, but when I do watch it, I watch like Amazon Prime or Netflix, or I've planned to watch something. So do you know what I mean? It's already there. It's not like I'll just sit down and put the telly on. I never do that.
Well, that's it. I do watch a lot of Netflix, right? Because I have 1 hour and a half every evening. So what do? I play some PlayStation. I watch some Netflix.
Exactly. But it's all there already. It's all stuff you plan to watch. It's not something that you won't just put the telly on and just sort of do nothing.
And
there's nothing good on the telly now anyway.
I would say it's really about the average of the 5 people again. I hate these theories, but I got a text message this morning about a G-Wagon. Somebody sent me a G-Wagon.
Oh, really?
Like, hey, is this something to consider? Mercedes AMG, which I don't like. But I get screenshots of like I sent somebody 2 houses, basically 2 houses which are for sale because they're looking for new houses. But this is like your reality, right?
Right.
Because you go to I was here. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was blown away you didn't text me. So I'm an AMG man, aren't I? I can't believe you didn't text me, but you got the
No, somebody sent me the AMG.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't tell me that they sent it you.
No, I don't like it. I don't like that car.
No,
but Michael likes it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I go for the G-Wagon, but I do like I've got one myself. I love the AMG range. They're fantastic vehicles.
I don't like Mercedes in general, but it's like a preference kind of thing, I guess. I like Porsche, like those kind of cars.
Oh
Jaguar.
yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's funny because a really good friend of mine, another super affiliate friend, he's got a Jaguar F-Type, and I've got the Mercedes AMG, obviously. So it's hilarious because I've got he's German and I'm English, so we've got and obviously Jaguar are British and Mercedes German, so we got a swap over thing going there. But yeah, it's the grass is always greener. I like Bentley, Porsche, I think Aston Martin. I'd love the Vantage.
Yeah.
I think
Aston Martin, 100%. Yeah, it's too expensive. It's too crazy.
But they have they have the Mercedes engine, and it's just fine. It's just tuned by Aston Martin, so it's the Mercedes AMG engine in the Aston Martin. So a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I like the DB11. I like the Vantage.
I don't know any of these cars. I just know the brands.
Yeah, you'd like them, Colin.
Because I don't like cars that much.
You call my car a mafia car, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I would say a G-Wagon is a little bit more of like Escalade, more of like mafia cars. But the thing is, you know, when you share these cars, you share these houses, you share like rental properties, like all these different things in your WhatsApp, and you're like consumed by it on a daily basis. We share like sales emails, sales notifications from Stripe, PayPal, commission from affiliate networks, you know, tracker updates, like all this shit. This is all I get. I get like 500 messages a day. All I get is this. Then my mindset is also like this, right? I love it. I was here 2 days ago, I think 3 days ago, the first nice day of the week. No, I think it was Wednesday when it's like hot as fuck. It was like 29 degrees in the afternoon.
We had a really hot day.
People at the beach and stuff. People at the beach, they're barbecuing and shit. And we're here in the office where we make their salary for 1 year an hour. Right? In 1 hour, we make their entire yearly salary. But because this is the moment where people are home, we know it, we call them, we run the ads, we do the conversions, like all this stuff. And it just makes sense. But that's the sacrifice you need to bring if you want to get those results. And if you want those results, but you're not willing to make those commitments, it is 100% fine. But don't be a little bitch about it. That's it at the end of the day. And I think that circle is so important once you get connected with these individuals that can bring you, well, not prosperity, but they have something you want. And in order to get that, you need to surround yourself with winners. And once you do, you have no choice but to level up. But if you are not a smoker and you hang out with 6 smokers, in 2 months' time, it's most likely that you will smoke, right?
Right.
Same with alcohol, same with drugs, same with money.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't hear it.
I said I better not hang out with you then.
Well, I stopped smoking a long time now. It's been 5 months.
Are you completely done? That's great.
Yeah,
that's really good.
5 months already.
We'll do a check-in next call, just to make sure you're still on that path.
Well, 5 months is a long time. I have the guys in the office which smoke, and I go outside with them, but I don't smoke. I haven't smoked anything at all since 1 week after my birthday. So it was like the 2nd of February or something. And right now it's already like the 4th of June.
Good man. Yeah, I've never smoked. It's not. I don't even like the smell of it. You know.
It's just addiction.
I can't be around people that are smoking. I can't do it. I don't know.
Well,
even
I mean,
like a cafe outside or something, there's someone lighting up behind me. I'm like trying to cover my face.
Yeah, probably even at a party or something, I would just I'll probably snack some cigs, but it's not something I would like to bring back into routine. This is funny actually, because I've been getting a lot of texts. So somebody of like the elite circle, anybody with more than, let's say, $10 million on hand, asked me, do you like classical music? So I was like, not really. Well, I bought you tickets and we're going to a concert because I don't want to go alone. So that's like, these people, they like that kind of stuff, right? But the thing is, before that, it's like a little dinner and you meet again other people. It's more about the network, where I thought like in the beginning stages, your network gets you access to things, you know? But now at the stage where you grow, you get access to deals, right? Deals in terms of companies that are for sale. You have, let's say 2 million, you need 10 million, and they bring in the rest of the money. And that is where I see a lot of people have this vision, which is, you know, they're here, the vision is here, but there are no interconnected dots in between.
No, that's true.
And how can you make that jump? The leap is way too big. There should be a lot of faith if you think you're going to make it, right? And probably you're here, you want to be here, but you'll end up here, right?
Right.
So you'll just go a different route. And that's why you need to write down your fucking goals, everybody. If you don't write down your goals, then you basically have no outlook of what should happen or why it should go the way you want. Because most likely is when you get towards the goal or you reach the first goal, your second goal, third goal will be adjusted. Because you don't like it, you feel like this and that. And the great thing is about being the boss is you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like taking a huge loss.
Yeah. Yeah, we could turn everything off tomorrow and it'd still be fine, you know? That's the reality.
You can do something else with your time. What would you do if you wouldn't do this campaign coaching stuff?
Oh, do you know what? I had this conversation with someone the other day. I think there'd be a few things. I think if money was no object and I could just do something else. Do you know what? I quite like to join the fire service.
Fires?
Fire service. The
fire service, like a fireman.
Yeah, or pilot. I like to fly the planes. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do.
I don't know. I think maybe, or go and work with animals. I mean, I want to do that anyway.
I think that would be a good one.
That's what something I want to do. Well, you know, I'll do anyway. That's something I want to do at some point and set a centre up. It's a good question. I think it'd probably be one of those things.
Because then basically you can align your goals. If you would want to set up a center, like long-term, short-term goal, especially tax benefit donations, can go towards your shelter, you know?
Yeah.
In that scenario, I mean, a lot of people speak about what they do with their money, but lately, the people who speak the least, they do a lot of stuff with their money, not for them specifically. Because can you imagine, you buy a nice house. Yes, you're a car guy. You buy another AMG, a brand new one, or whatever.
Right.
There's not much to it then. What else?
No, that's so true. And actually, to be honest, even before then, just being able to sort of live comfortably for a long time. If I shut all of my campaigns down and, I cashed out some of my businesses, all of my businesses, let's say, there would be a considerable sum. And like that, I could live off that for a very, very long time. And I mean, I wouldn't, obviously, but, I could. And it's important to realize, well, actually, so earning another 100,000 a month, whatever, it really doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a thing. It's just the, in terms of like who you are or, what you can have. You're right. There's only so much you can buy. And after that, well, what happens then? I think
there's a good talk from clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson.
Oh, right. Okay.
On the level of happiness. I think it's like 140 grand a year. And beyond this point, money doesn't increase happiness.
I think you might have mentioned that to me because that sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
I
think
really
you're
nice. Right. I think you're right. It is about that point.
Well, I think it might not have direct impact on happiness, but I would say the choices that money brings you can give you more comfort. And comfort might not be happiness, but it's really nice.
Right. Yeah. It just depends how much you spend, doesn't it? I mean, I was having this conversation with someone the other day, but like if you've used a car analogy now, there's absolutely no way, even if I had literally millions to put down on one, there's no way I'll pay 2 million for a car. Like, I mean, that for me is just obscene. I'll pay a few $100,000 for a car. That's not, that I wouldn't see that as an issue. It's worth the money for me because I enjoy, I'm not like a materialistic person, but I enjoy the experience of that, that car. So that's very different. 2 million for a car, like you can literally like change how many lives with that money. I mean,
true.
It's just, I'm not saying it's wrong to do that either. That's absolutely not what I'm trying to say. It's just for me, like personally, I just wouldn't do that. So
would you buy a jet though?
Man, like if you'd asked me in my mid-20s, would I ever be considering buying a jet when I was like living out my overdraft? God, I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Well, I thought like we had a conversation like 2 weeks ago on like all the, like for the new company, we do some like European in-house sales. So we go to like the companies and they all want like the new Polestar cars, like Polestar 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like 70 grand each. We need to buy 10 of them. It's not that bad. Because electric, right? So for tax, it's beneficial. But like they started talking as well, like how much would we need to make in order to buy a jet for the group, like a private charter? But it's like out of reach right now. It's like 34 million.
Right, yeah, that's out of reach for me too.
And the maintenance is like 1.6 million a year or something. The fuel, the maintenance, everything.
Wow.
However, I mean, when you look at it, let's say you would, because what I've seen is like all the people who I've known for years, right? Or I've got to know, and they've been in the industry for years. They start, most of them, as media buyers, right? They do this for 1 to 2 years.
When you say media buyers, you mean affiliate marketing?
Yeah, but more like
Right,
CPA, like big money, right?
CPA,
Email marketing, SMS, whatever, native display. They make like 100 grand to 1 million profit a month. They do this for like 1 to 2 years. And then they notice the difficulties to maintain it long term. Why? Same reason for me, probably same reason for you. It's labor intensive as fuck, right? To run campaigns. It makes a lot of money, but there's no longevity. Every day is a new day in media buying. So what they do is they all switch to like affiliate network, advertiser. They stay into the same big industry, but they take like a more longevity approach. Software, whatever they do. They invest like 5 million and they keep 5 million, right? So they build this again. Now that's worth 40 million, they sell it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what they do now is now they start up like small medium business investment corporation. They do like 100 investments. They have like 2 unicorns or like 1 unicorn, whatever. They make fucking $1.5 billion. Now they start like a real private equity firm, which is like venture backed. So a venture capital firm. And now they have a jet 20 years later, because they have so many investors. The fund is worth, let's say, 20 billion. Well, they can afford a $30 million jet at that time.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
And I've seen a private, I've never been on a private jet, but I've seen one with somebody's name on it, of the company, but it's his name, basically, with blah, blah, blah consulting, and it looked fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Not something I would want to flex, but those are like, if you are ambitious, those are like goals, right? Like big goals.
Right.
And there's obviously in the entrepreneurship space, you have like building a company, just you, some freelance VAs, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, your cap is probably at around between 500,000 to 5 million profit. It would be very weird if you're consistently more profitable.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Than that.
Yeah.
And if you want more and more stability, because a team of VAs, they're nice when they're together, but they can fall apart at any time because they have no loyalty to you, or at least no real loyalty.
Right.
They've been with you for 2 years, but they still can leave whenever they want. What are you going to do? Sue in the Philippines? Doesn't matter, right? In a scenario where you build in-house and build agencies, build companies, then you actually have grasp on the real asset.
Yeah.
So when you sell it at that stage, you will sell at some point, or your kids or whatever will inherit whatever you've left. But in this kind of day and age, you just fucking sell it, right? There will be a giant shark buyer who just takes it off for some offer you cannot resist at some point. Then the question is, what are you going to do next? That is the question. Well, I wouldn't recommend it to the viewers mostly because they're mostly beginners. But for you, Tom, the question is, what if the units that you have right now, the 6 units that just explode, you sell it all off in one take? What would you do with $40 million?
I wish I could answer that. Maybe that's a good one to end on, and we can take that answer up next time maybe. But
that's a good one.
Yeah, I need to give that some thought. I don't have an answer for once.
I think you would have to work back. Yeah, it's a good one to call it a day. 50 minutes on the clock. Everybody, answer this question if you made it this far. What would you do if you had $40 million and just sold 6 businesses? We have our answer ready by next week. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, guys. See you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was great.